come along because it has been very useful, but I just want to rapidly go through some points and to make an offer. And I'll start with the offer, which is that just following social media, there was a view that I may have said that this is too complex and so we don't really want to discuss it. What I was saying is that, and I think hopefully you've picked up, that there are a lot of different strands to this, which makes it difficult to get over in 20 minutes, and it is complex from that point of view. So the offer from the council is that if you have issues on specifics that you would like to go into more detail about in terms of either the combined authority, so for example, how will the governance structure work, how will people vote, what will it do, or you've got issues around the city, so for example, whether that's Greenbelt, the local plan, retail in the city centre, if we can find a method by which, not just yourselves but others can be involved in setting up an opportunity to do that, we will host seminar workshops in the council house in order to be able to go through those things in more detail. Because I can tell you, if you want to have a discussion about retail, that needs at least a day in order to talk through the complexities of how that works. But the offer is that if you've got issues that you want, and it wouldn't be just being talked at by the council, we'll try and get a number of, in inverted commas, more expert witnesses to come along and talk to a group of people to explain that in more detail. And then we'll try and do exactly the same as happened here to record all of that and then publicise that more widely. Just some of the things, and it was great, the items that you've brought up, but I can tell you that in many ways those are things that are already happening and are planned to happen. And probably the first thing is around communication. So we need to find a way in which we can ensure that that information is getting out. In terms of some of the things that it will be important to talk about, you are looking for a major new piece of activity in the city centre. Well, from 2017 we will start the construction of not just a new sports facility, but it will be a water park destination facility with a leisure centre which will be built in the city centre. And so that will be state-of-the-art, and we've got international architects and water park designers who will be part of that. And that is designed to attract more people into the city centre. Coupled with that, at the council this week, we approved a proposal to go out to encourage developers to come back with a multi-million-pound scheme for retail improvement in the city centre. Again, it will be really important to have a group of people who would like to understand how retail development gets put together. You can't just go out and say, John Lewis, would you like to come to Coventry? I've learnt recently that that's not how it works, but it would be good to talk through those complexities and issues around hotels. There'll be a refurbishment of the railway station. In terms of heritage, Ian Harrabin, who has been very closely involved in the development of Fargo, is a developer who is committed to improving the heritage in Coventry. It would be great for you to hear him speak and what his plans are. The city centre, over the next few weeks, will be launching the fact that within the Ring Road there will be free Wi-Fi available. And I think this whole question about technology and innovation, really important. We take that seriously. There will be a campaign that will be run alongside of the Greater Cov. It will be #LoveCov. That's a campaign in order to be able to better promote the best things about what Coventry is doing. Small firms and issues around that. We've already got a cabinet member who's responsible for small firms, so we're really keen on that. The interesting fact about we need to spend more money in developing in the city centre. In the next 2 or 3 years, we will be spending, not just the council but others, in the city centre alone, over £750 million on investment. So there will be things happening. And finally, just to highlight, the council will be bidding to be the City of Innovation in 2016. And the most important thing is that it's got a very, very strong bid to be the City of Culture in 2021. So from that point of view, I think we are all on board in making Coventry a great place to be, and for that to be recognised. But the key thing is that from this, there'll be a real opportunity to get into more detail and to tell other people about how, if they've got an interest in housing, retail or whatever, that we will find a way in which we can have those discussions so you can find out more information, but crucially give that information back, because as we move forward in terms of, for example, just our retail offer, it's really important that we get the feedback from people about what that should look like, how we should function. And it's certainly one of the points that I'm really interested in. What is the Coventry look? What do we want to see in our buildings in the future? But that can only come from people participating and giving us feedback. So this is a great start, but the offer is anything that you want to talk about in more detail, we will host meetings in order to be able to have those discussions. Thank you.
Thank you everyone again, and as I say, don't forget John's Vox Pop opportunity. Otherwise, do head downstairs where Susie is waiting, and Kelly will be emailing you shortly with more details of how to stay involved. Thank you again.